I think that we really managed to cherish good relations throughout this period of establishing, recognizing Tunisia as an independent state in 1956. Also, as Serbia, have relations dating back to the First World War, and when the Serbian soldiers came to Tunisia to recuperate, to recover, and to go back to the front of Thessaloniki. I think that our relations actually began at this point, beginning of the First World War. But then, of course, we developed them throughout Yugoslavia, and nowadays, as you may see, that Serbia has its representation in Tunisia. Connections, people-to-people contacts, which is also quite important. But on the level of the state, we have about 26 agreements. Many of them are also underway. I think that we soon are going to have some new agreements concerning the social affairs, the work and employment, and also we are going to prolong those agreements that are already existing. On the whole, we have also quite a good relationship in the international organizations. We support each other and we cooperate. Now Tunisia is the non-member state of a non-permanent member of the Security Council of the United Nations, and we cooperate with Tunisia, and we will cooperate very closely. On the other hand, we are also happy to have economic communications with Tunisia. This is one of the priorities, if one may say. There is always space to upgrade the relations in this field. I may say that it is less than it could be and should be, but we managed to get some companies here to this country. We have an old-timer here, which was building barrages in your country, 11 barrages, and we have a company, Agricole, which is constructing greenhouses, mostly in the region of the Gabes area. We also, I think we have managed to upgrade also the exchange. So nowadays it's, I think, almost 70-80 million US dollars. The things that we are also favoring is tourism, and we are trying also to bring more tourists to your country. We used to have in 2010, for instance, we had about 35,000-40,000 tourists. Nowadays it's much less, it's about 4,000 or 5,000, but it's coming back, which is very important. But the new thing is that the Tunisian tourists are nowadays coming to Serbia. So we had about 4,500 registered Tunisian tourists in Serbia, mostly occupying the ski resorts and the spas. Well, first, it's you know, you can have all kinds of infrastructure and so on, you know, but it's the people actually, because the people, they have this touch, you know, which is quite important for us, because we are also in a way close to Mediterranean, and I think that we much easier understand each other, you know, when you are from the south. So I suppose that it's the people, their joyfulness, you know, and the readiness to establish communication fast. Basically, there is no impediment to have an access, you know, to talk to people and to for the work and for the private affairs. I went to a number of places around Tunisia, yes, not only the summer resorts, like Hammamet and Sousse and Madia and Nabel, etc., but I also visited many other places, like in Dram recently, I was in Zagwan, I was in Kerouan, I was in El Jem and Duga, and so on and so on. So yes, I had quite an overlook, if I may say this. I tried many dishes in your country. I may say that starting with some Tunisian salads and you know, like mishoya and harissa. Then yes, I tried mluhia and medarbel and couscous, of course. I wouldn't miss that one, and quite a few others. Yes. We, in that regard, we had projects. The last time my minister came here in 2019 in March, and before that, a year and a half before that, your minister was in Serbia. The platform for upgrading the relations was set. In this framework, we are thinking of a number of new agreements, predominantly in expanding the economic sector. That is, I think, one of the priorities, of course. We consider that the political relations are stable. But of course, we would like to participate in a number of regional organizations and to be present through Tunisia, which is in some ways possible, of course. But as I said, mostly it's the protection of citizens, both citizens, the economy. These are the two priorities, and of course culture cooperation and sports cooperation. I did it before already in Serbia, so I think that there is no need for this, but I can just say that I can translate this into English by saying that made an initiative for the tourists to come in larger numbers to Tunisia, bearing in mind, of course, the good experiences. There are so-called regular tourists, who are coming regardless of what is happening. They simply adore your country, and they even there are couples spending the whole winter in the summer resorts. They enjoy it, I suppose. They like it very much, and they are attached to everything, like people and the accommodation and the service and so on and so on. And of course, visiting places. So my message is to tell Serbian tourists to come in larger numbers and to visit Tunisia, which is really a beautiful country.